doing people a favor by signing them up, or are they doing us a favor by listening to us? We're doing them a favor. You know, Bubba always says we're one blitz card away from changing somebody's life.
Amen.
One blitz card. I think of it as I'm standing on the corner with those $100 bill Benjamin Franklin's, right? And people are going to come by, and if you had $100 bills, some of them are going to take them, and some of them are going to look at you like you're crazy, and you're trying to rip them off. You know, they're going to say, you're lying, that's not real, you wouldn't give me a real deal like that, you're trying to take advantage of me. So you just got to know that with this opportunity, when you go out there, that you have a gift. You have a gift to give, and when you feel that, and that becomes part of your very soul, you cannot help. You feel like you're sinning if you don't share it with someone. You get that little urge, that little something saying, go share it with that person, and you don't, you're wrong. You got to do this. This stuff is that good. So for us, last year, coming out of conference, we looked at each other, we said, we're going to do everything we can. You know, I skipped lunches at work. I sat in my car. That was my office in the parking lot at work, on the phone, sharing this with people, having breakfast with people, lunch with people.
Butt off.
So I was excited. I got to retire early out of the Army. She said, oh, you ain't seen what work is yet. So she's getting ready to work me hard. But who here wants to know how you can make multiple six figures in this next year? Okay, so here's the first thing, is you have to be fully committed. And here's what's cool about 90 days. 90 days, you can completely change your life, okay? But I want you to think of, you know, slow and steady wins the race is what we always hear, but with a business like this, slow and steady gets you slow and steady pay. And little slow and steady pay. Okay, so if you want to make part-time play money, then play around with this. I'm not here to talk to you about that today, and I know some people that's all you want. You want $300, $500, that's great. You'll be able to get that here. But for the ones of you that want the crazy money, I want you to think of an airplane taking off the runway. Does the airplane take off half speed?
No way.
Nope.
No
Full
way.
throttle, right? Full throttle. They get in there, they pull it back, you got your seatbelt on, your head goes back, you know, your cheeks do the chariots of fire thing, whatever. Right? You take off and you get in the air. Once you're in the air, it takes you about 90 days to get way up in the air, and then you can coast for a while. Okay, so 90 days. So what does that 90 days look like, Jaree? Tell them real quick how that 90 days look for us. So they hear it again.
I would get up at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't go to bed until about 2 o'clock in the morning. I worked nonstop. I was either on the phone, I was on the computer. I built most of my business on Facebook, but belly to belly works too. You just got to be out there, and the whole thing is you've got to talk to brand new people every day. Not your uncles, brothers, cousins, not people you've already talked to about the business. Find creative ways to talk to 5 new people every single day, and you want to go over the steps of success. You'll find out in the process of going through the steps of success if they want to be a loyal customer or they want to be a distributor. And you'll find out in step 1 if they're better off as a loyal customer, because when you say, hey, are you willing to quit? Are you willing to commit to this ADBB auto ship? And if they hesitate, you don't want to sign them up. You guys need to be pickier about who you're letting in your businesses. Yes. You have to. You do the interview. You know, quit feeling like when you're talking to someone like, almost like you're begging them in, and don't sound desperate. You are interviewing them for a position. You want somebody that's going to run with you and work this thing with you. So when you get on the phone, you say, you know what, I want to make sure that this is going to be a good fit for you and a good fit for me, because I want to make sure this relationship is going to work. And if it's not going to be a good fit, then you don't want them. They can sign up with somebody else and go be somebody else's piddler. You want your runners. So be selective. I mean, really, because we're going to have this crop that we get to harvest now, when these tax returns start coming in, is going to be amazing.
So the first thing you got to do is you have to begin with the end in mind. Okay? So, for example, we have this promotion going right now. $10,000 for diamond, $15,000 for double, $25,000 for triple, $50,000 for presidential, and $75,000 for ambassador by March 31st. Okay, so the first thing is, where do you want to be March 31st? You know, pick that you're comfortable with and take it up a notch. You know, take it up a notch, because you're not going to be able to, if you can, like Jaree was saying earlier, you have to dream bigger than what you think is possible. And God will step in on your behalf, you know, and He'll help you get there. So let's say it's double diamond, and you want to be double diamond by March 31st, and you're brand new today. Well, that's 43 distributors. So at least now you know to have the diamond structure, you need 43 distributors, and you can back plan from that. Okay? You got to talk to the brand new people every day. You want to put that goal out there into the universe. You want to tell people. You want to, when friends and family that you say, hey, I'm for this next 90 days, I'm running for this goal. I'm going to be a double diamond with our company. That's going to get me to about $6,000 a month. And so I'm not really going to be available for these next 90 days. Are you with me or not? And then find out who's with you. A bunch of people are going to be with you. A bunch of people aren't going to be with you. But just let everybody know that you're putting your hobbies to the side, you're putting the other stuff to the side, and you're doing this right now for your family so you can move forward. The second thing is you want to have accountability partners. If some of you are like me, whenever I start working out at the gym, if I don't have a workout partner, that first day I don't feel like going, I don't go. Right? So you want to have an accountability partner, so when you don't feel like sharing this with people that day, you have someone to call that's within It Works. And it doesn't have to be a person on your team. It can be sideline, it can be upline, it can be downline, just somebody in It Works that you can do life with. And you might want to have 2 or 3 people that you can call when you're down and help pick each other up. Okay? Because together, we're all stronger, right? Amen. Each of us need all of us, and all of us need each of us. That's why we get these crowds together like this, so that we can all win together. Okay? So that's the second thing, is you just have to have those accountability partners, and you have to have that goal, and then you have to work every day like that's the most important day for your business. Okay, at the end of each night, look in the mirror and say, if my team did what I did today, would any of us have made any money? And if that answer's no, then you got to adjust. You know, your plan has to change a little bit because you're not doing what it's going to take you to get there.
You got to lead from the front, and your team's going to do what you do. So, and we've seen that live out in our organization. If we take a break, even if it's just for a week and we go on vacation, we see that our team, the numbers just fall down. So they're watching you. I don't know if it's supernatural or what's going on, because sometimes they don't even know that I'm not doing anything, and I'm like, why is my numbers down today? So that's just, lead from the front. So get out there in the trenches. Make sure that whatever you're expecting your team to do, that you're doing it. Finish your steps to success at least once a month. There are months that we do it 4 or 5 times in the month. And that not everybody has to do that, but the only reason why we do it, and maybe some of you don't, is because you're not talking to enough people. Think about this. We're talking to 5 people, minimum, 5 people a day. That's 150 people a month that we're getting on the phone. Most of them don't say yes, you guys, but when we talk to that many, we know that we're going to sign 20 to 30 distributors every month if we're talking to 150 people. We get a lot of no's. We get a lot of people that are wishy-washy. But you know what? It works. You just got to get out there and talk to more people. That's really just going to bridge the gap for you guys if you do that.
Yeah, and there's what's called the law of averages. Okay, and the law of averages says that if you do something enough times, a ratio will appear. Okay, so let's say you talk to 10 and you get 1 person to sign up. Now you have a ratio, right? You talk to 10 and you got 1. Let's say Jaree's such a superstar, she talks to 10 and gets 9. Right? And I'm talking to 10 and getting 1, she's talking to 10 and getting 9. Well, if we do a 30-day contest, I can beat her. Because she can talk to 10 and get 9, and I can talk to 100 and get 10. Right? So that's how this business works. Okay? So if I had a deck of cards right now, there's how many cards in a deck? 52, right? So let's say those aces are distributors, and those face cards are loyals. Right? So I handed out the first 52 people, a deck of cards. Well, guess what? If I'm one of those people that only goes through 10 cards in a month, I might not get any loyals or get any distributors, right? Because those face cards and aces could be further out. But guess what? If you share this, and that's blitzing 52 people, you're going to find 4 distributors. You're going to find however many face cards are in a deck of cards. So the question is, how many deck of cards will you go through? How fast? How many people will you educate on this amazing opportunity and just collect those decisions? Yes, no. Yes, no. They're all good because the no's means you're 1 more step closer to a yes, right?
Right.
And so that is the whole deal. And, we just want to let you guys feel that this is something that anybody here can do. It's the same. The compensation plan is the same for everybody. The products are the same for everybody. The only variable is us as human beings. And It Works doesn't discriminate. They don't care if you're 18 or you're 88. They don't care if you're white, you're black, you're purple, you're Mexican. They don't care what we look like, how tall we are, how short we are. It doesn't matter. All they care about is go out there and share this with people, and then you get paid right in direct accordance with what we do. So
if you do that, you get to do these amazing things. Like Chad, we thought that he was going to be in for another 9 years. We thought for sure he was going to have to finish his 20s so that we could get $1,500 a month for the rest of our lives to live off of and retire from the military. And because this year I've made more money between our two incomes with It Works. We've made more money than in the last 4 years combined. Than in the last 4 years combined this year. Retired from the Army a few days ago. We're out.
So anyway, we love all you guys. You know, we're so excited that we live an hour down the road. We might even move up this way. We've been talking about it to be, maybe Nashville. And, Melody and Blair and Tina and Bubba, and all the leadership you see here are just amazing people. And there's a saying that it's okay to be a copycat if you copy the right cat. You guys have a lot